Hey guys, welcome back. This is Project Life Week 24 and today I am using the July Life Crafted Kit from A Citrus Twist. So I'm starting with my photos as usual. I didn't have a lot of 4x6 photos this week. I've only got the one. So it does give me a chance to use an extra card today, which is a nice kind of change. There are so many pretty colors in this kit. I'm literally just going to use as many as I can. I don't have a particular kind of color scheme for this week. Just all the colors, all of the rainbow colors in here. Lots of pretty florals, lots of cute quotes and sentiments, and that's just what I'm going with. I really love that floral card for my title card because there's already a label on it. There's very little I'm going to have to do to that one. Of course, I can't go past this pink stripe either. I've grabbed out a really pretty kind of indigo blue floral card, leafy kind of floral there, and I really love that one. It's gorgeous. And next to that, I have this great quote in orange. So again, all of the colors. And I just kind of not gonna do journaling this week. I wanted to use a couple of those quote cards. You'll see later, I stamp a tiny little bit of journaling, and I kind of use more of the alphas in the kit to kind of do journaling on the photos, on some of those photos. I, as part of the design team, I don't actually have the alpha from this kit for this month. It's a really cute black one. I have the gold one from a previous month, and I also have a set of these pink foam alphas, which are available in the Citrus Twist store. I'm going to use those. I love these alphas. They are my favorite. I love the pink. I love the size. And they work really nicely with that pink card that I've used down the bottom right-hand corner as well. So here is as complicated as my title card gets. I have used the little label as a shelf. I have added my week number with those pink alphas. I'm stamping a couple of dates and I'm going to call it done. That's as simple as a title card gets, and I love it. It's so pretty, and I love that I didn't have to do that much to it. Now, as usual, there are a billion die cuts in this ephemera pack, so I'm just going to whip through these and pull out some of the ones that I think I want to use. It's already a reasonably kind of busy layout because I've got that extra 3x4 card in there, and I'm using those couple of sort of sentiment quote kind of cards. So I don't want to use too many extra kind of die cuts in here, and I definitely will not use all of the ones that I am pulling out. I am just kind of getting a guide, a sort of a basic idea of some things that I want to add, and the way I kind of do that is look for things that might have a sentiment that I want to use. But otherwise, I'm just trying to pull in colors from throughout the spread. So there's a little bit of kind of teal and blue in that title card, so I've used a blue label. The orange from that quote card is kind of repeated with that little circle heart. I'm adding again a little bit of yellow from the title card. That's just how I try to create a little bit of balance as well as embellishment, but it's the sort of color balance, especially when you've got a layout that is as visually busy as this one, that can really help to tie things together. So here's what I mean by kind of using alphas to do my journaling, as well as the black puffy alpha that I don't have. There is also these tiny letter stickers in the kit, so I am just going to pull them out and add it's just a kind of title, I guess, a tiny bit of journaling in here. They don't fit though. That's why I was lucky I pulled them out, just added them to the top of that sticker sheet just to check first. It's only really, it's very tight. It just didn't fit. So I've pulled up just a few of those letters and I've trimmed off just the tiniest amount so that I could fit that whole word under there. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the die cuts with these enamel dots, which are so good. Normally, my urge would be to just like hoard those forever. But I'm sneaky and got an extra pack, so I don't have to worry about hoarding these ones. I'm going to use them, and again, it's just adding those same colors that are in the entire spread to certain places to make sure that your eye can pick up all of those different colors. So my little photo of Lil here, I'm just adhering that die cut, and then I'm kind of going to fill in some of the negative space with one of the stamps from the stamp set in the kit. These little phrases on these stamps are always perfect for this kind of thing. They don't take up a whole lot of space on your photo. It just adds a fun little detail, and to that effect I am going to use white ink instead of black, just so it doesn't take up too much kind of visual space there. Another little photo of Lil. It was kind of a little heavy week, you might have noticed. There's been a lot of Lil stuff going on, and so I'm going to create a little cluster here. I use this notebook sort of paper looking piece. I'm adding a couple of the other ones onto the top of it just to add a little bit more color and a little bit more interest, because I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to add these little tiny word stickers. No, they're not tiny word, they're tiny letter stickers, to spell out my sentiment on here. And I am doing the same thing that I did last time, which is trimming down a couple of the letters just to make those words fit in there a little bit better. So these alphas, it's really hard to see on here. They are white with yellow, which again pulls in some of that color, but adding a couple of these enamel dots at the top just kind of brings in a bit more color, a bit more life, and kind of points your eye in that direction. Now I want to add a sentiment to this photo. There is kind of enough blank space down there, but it's really the only photo I've got left that doesn't have anything on it. So I decided to cut out one of the labels from the cut apart sheet. Always my favorite. I love these labels. They're so versatile, but this is another great way of using them. I'm just gonna stick one into the blank space on this photo, and that gives me a little bit of focus, but also a place to stamp my sentiment here. And I do a really poor job of stamping it, so the way to kind of cover that up is again to do that sort of repeat stamping. It covers up my mistake, and it also ties together the repeat stamping that I did on the left with the photo of Lil. Now I wasn't really sure where I was going with this photo, this card. I didn't want to use those little letter stickers again. I didn't really like the die cut that I've pulled out for it. I like the die cut, I just don't like the way it doesn't stand out particularly on this card, so instead I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. So I am starting with the July Wild at Heart stamp set, and I'm going to use this, I don't even know what to call it. It's not really a label, but it's kind of this grid line down the bottom. It's just going to give me a end point for the bottom of this card. I'm going to do some, again, kind of journaling, kind of title, kind of a mix of both, and I'm going to use the stamp set, the Bailey Alpha stamp set, to do that. So I just want, again, kind of a shelf to put that stamping onto. It's going to help me get it straight as well, so always helpful for me to have something like that, especially when you're stamping onto a diagonal pattern like that. It can be very difficult to see whether things are straight or not. So for this stamping, I'm just going to use black ink so it stands out off there, and again, it's kind of journaling slash title, I guess, for the card. It doesn't take very long, and this is a really great alpha. It matches all of those puffy sticker alphas in the kits that have been the last few months, and including this month. I love the style of this font, so I'm so pleased to have it as a stamp set. That way I can stamp as many E's as I want. I'm never ever going to run out. So these stamps are just slightly smaller than the actual alphas in the kit, but you can see they are a perfect size for Project Life. So I've stamped my little sentiment, and I'm going to go back to that Wild at Heart stamp set. There are a couple of kind of leaves at the top of here, and I'm just going to stamp a couple of those again in that same pink ink that I did down the bottom, so it's not taking too much kind of visual preference away from my actual stamped title, but it just adds a little bit of detail up to that top corner, given that I ended up removing that die cut that I had in the first place. And that's it. That's this layout all done. So bright, so colourful. This kit is a good one. I'm afraid it is sold out already. If you want to grab one of these kits, do head over to the Citrus Twist page and sign up for a subscription. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there are a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye guys.